recording to the cloud. Hopefully that's okay for everybody. That way, if you don't want to have your face on the camera in a recording for other people to watch, just close your camera down and that'll work too. First, thank you for being here and welcome. It's great to have so many people here. I got a few more people coming into the waiting room, so we'll maybe give it one more minute while I'm just kind of chit-chatting. Krista Parent, wave your hand, please. There's Krista. Krista is amazing, and she is co-director of these new programs that we're rolling out. The DED program is not a new program. It is the one program that is pretty much the same as it has been at University of Oregon. We've had a DED, or a Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership, for many years, and I've been the program director of that for the past 3 years, I believe. But we are in the middle of revamping all of our principal and professional administrator licensure programs, and Krista Parent and COSA have been a tremendous part of that. We are partnering with them. I'm very excited about what that's going to mean for our students and the learning and just the engagement overall. The DED students will have some interaction with students in the licensure program. Some DED students will be concurrently enrolled in licensure program classes. And otherwise, you may see people in your classes who are not in the DED program, but taking classes that overlap a bit.
And Julie, if I can just interject here too, we also have students here on the Zoom that are in our current EDS program, and we're gonna take this all in, but we're gonna also talk to you about how this transition for you is going to work as well. So
right, so with COSA and the University of Oregon partnering, we have inherited a bunch of just amazing people. Not only the COSA crew, the teacher types, the instructors and professors, but also the support staff from COSA and a bunch of COSA students who are coming in. So we're just could not be more pleased with this whole thing. Those of you who are in the education specialist program with Concordia currently, if you're in that program, there's a little bit of a speed bump, but don't think of it as a speed bump so much as getting to the top of mountain so you can see into the distance. In that the University of Oregon's Ed Specialist degree is not yet approved. We have to actually go through a bunch of hoops that we didn't even know about, some of which we found out about last week to get it approved. We are working on it. We have to get an external review panel, which we've lined up now. We have to go through the University Council and the Higher Ed Council and the University Senate, which we are in the process of doing. So all those things are happening. But what that means is if you're currently an EDS student with Concordia University, Chicago, and COSA, we're going to be admitting you into the DED program with a little asterisk by your name, because once the EDS program is approved at the University of Oregon, you will then have the option of going back to the EDS program, or if you're already thinking, oh great, I'm just going to keep with the TED, you could do that as well. It's how we could safeguard your safe passage. And so Krista's going to talk more about that in a breakout room later on if you want more specific information. But tonight, we're about the DED program most specifically. The Doctor of Education, just give you some brief background. I want to make sure we have time for questions and answers. The Doctor of Education is a practitioner degree. It's intended for people who are working in the schools or whose focus is on practice, on helping people get better at teaching, at doing leadership stuff writ large. Maybe you're going to be working at a Department of Education, whether it's here in Oregon or overseas somewhere. Maybe your focus is going to be on changing policies, but you don't want to have a research focus. And I want to clarify the difference there, because if you are really into research and you want to become a researcher, you want to become a faculty member at a Research One university where your main focus is on conducting research, on getting federal grants, that kind of thing, then a PhD is more suitable for that career trajectory. If your focus though is on practice, on working in the schools, working in school districts, working with teachers, working in departments of education, ESDs, that kind of thing, and your heart is not in research, you might like research, but your heart is really in the teaching and the helping kids do better, then the DED probably is the appropriate doctoral degree. But I always want to start off with clarifying that there is a difference. Plenty of people with DEDs work at universities. So I don't want to say there's a hard line that if you have a DED, you're not ever going to work in a university. Maybe you want to work as a administrator preparation person. Maybe you want to work as a teacher ed prep person, and your focus is going to be on helping those practitioners develop their skill. Well, the DED is probably better aligned than a PhD for that. The PhD, although I have that degree, it's a fine degree. Its focus truly is research, generating research, writing about research, getting grants to fund additional research. And you may be teaching some things, but it's not so much about the teaching and the helping people learn. So any questions about that, just general clarification before I move into the UO's DED program?
And Julie, just so you know, just looking through the 33 participant list, I think all but 3 of these are current COSA CUC students.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And I recognize some other folks, Fang, et cetera, that I've seen before too at University of Oregon. So let's go through the kind of the plan here. If you're current COSA students through the CUC program, then you already have probably talked to a variety of folks from COSA about transferring your credits over and which classes are going to fill which spaces and what classes do you still have to do. So all of that is still quite relevant, and that's very particular for your individual programs. In general, for people who are just starting out, the DED program has 2 years of coursework and 1 year of dissertation. It is possible for people to take longer than that. It's possible that people want to spread the coursework out over a longer period of time. All of the DED courses, almost all of them, are given in Zoom settings, much like this one, where we're all in class together and we are interacting via Zoom. On rare occasions, we might have some weekend classes in the DED program where you might come together in person, but pretty much they're all like this kind of interaction. On rare occasions, you might have some asynchronous courses where it's pre-recorded material, a discussion board, chat back and forth to get interaction with one another. But the vast majority is going to be in this kind of format. Your dissertation, you select based on a topic that's really meaningful for you, one that you truly want to study because you're going to be living with that topic for a number of years, one that's going to have an impact on practice, because it should be something that's going to be important out there in the field. So not just an esoteric, I wonder if kind of project, but instead a dissertation that's going to be, it's going to matter to you, to the place where you work, to your professional future, etc. I do want to emphasize, and I don't want to scare any CUC folks away at all. I'm sure your program was very rigorous as well, but sometimes we get people who are curious about the DED program at UO, and they'll come to one of these sessions and they want to know, is this the right course? Is this the right program of study if I want to be able to just, get by? And the answer is no. This is a very rigorous course of study. The expectations for the classes are high. We want to see really good quality work because you and your future students and teachers, et cetera, deserve that really good quality education. So expect this program will be rigorous. Expect that you will have times when you question your decision, sometimes to get a doctorate, because you think, oh, wow, this is a lot of work. And yet, when you emerge on the other end of it, you have, to quote one of my students, mad skills. You're able to analyze research. You're able to take various articles from different research traditions and understand them, to understand the strengths and the weaknesses, to be able to pull the essence of those various studies and apply them to your practice in a way that's really meaningful. You become much better at writing. For the course of the program, we do a lot of writing. You become much better at collaboration in general, as all your students in general, because you do a lot of collaborative work with each other on editing your papers, for example, group work in the classes, not so much group projects, but working collaboratively to improve each of your own individual projects across the way. Nuts and bolts of things. Dissertations. dissertations at the University of Oregon involve a original piece of research, meaningful to you. So typically you're going to do some sort of data collection followed by analysis. It could be a qualitative study, a quantitative study, looking at numbers. Uh-oh, you look quizzical. Did I just lose my connection?
Yeah,
Am I still okay?
you're freezing up and glitchy.
Okay, I'm gonna move into question and answer, and that way Angela, who is here, can answer questions. Krista, you can answer questions, etc.
Yeah, Julie, can I say a few words before we go into the question?
Absolutely.
Here, yeah, so most of you are at various places in your doctoral pursuit, and so I know this is kind of the generic overview. I want to make sure that you all know that the portal to apply is open and ready to go, and you need to do that soon. And we can pull that up and show that to you here in just a minute if you don't know how to get there yet. And just a reminder that COSA CUC students, there's a point in there where you're asked if you're a COSA CUC student in good standing, and you mark yes, and that allows you to not have to do some of the things that a brand new applicant would do, including not have to pay the fee because you've already paid the fee in your previous program. And for the EDS students, when we get done here, we'll stay on with all of you to talk to you about any questions that you might have, but you are going to do the same thing. You're going to go in and apply as a DED student. And like Julie said, you'll have an asterisk by your name. And then at what point you finish the EDS, we'll make a decision there with you about whether or not you're going to continue on in the DED, which I think many of you are. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there for you, because I know we have about 7 EDS students in this room right now. So Julie's showing you, you should have received a link from us already about this, but she's clicking on the link. Over here on the left-hand side, you see the how to apply button. If you click on that, Julie, and then again, on the leadership link here on the left. And if you scroll down and if you click on the UO online application form right there, go ahead and click on that. Then this is the place where things get real. If you're a returning user, then obviously you log in. If you're a first-time user, you would create an account and you walk through the screens. And we're all available to help you. So if you get in there and have any glitches, you can reach out to Trina or Megan or myself or Julie. Many of you have already done this, but I want to make sure that those of you that haven't, this is your push to get in there and make sure you get in there and apply. All right, so let's go ahead now and open it up for questions.
I have a couple of questions. I, first of all, did not get a link to apply and didn't understand that we needed to apply. It makes me a little worried. I missed an email. But my other question is, okay, I have 2 more questions. One of my questions is, I read in the description, it's a cohort program, but I'm a CUC transfer. I will have, I think, 2 classes through U of O and my dissertation. Can I take those out of order? Do I have to be cohorted? That's my question here.
Yeah, you all that are transferring over with us that have already are somewhere midstream, no, you're not going to be lockstep with a group other than the folks that are at the same place with you coming over from the COSA CUC program. So you'll see the course schedule for the year. You'll find where those 2 courses are offered that you need. You'll get those done, and then you'll move into the dissertation phase.
Okay.
And I don't, maybe we didn't send out the link, but we will. Trina will get on that right away, and she'll send out the link of the page that you go to do the application.
Yeah, I wanted this meeting to happen. Sorry, and to answer any questions and then send out the link. And we had Adam test it for us. So we developed a cheat sheet so we could go over any problems with it.
Thanks, Trina. That's
so
why you didn't get it yet, Juliana, because we didn't send it out yet.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I didn't miss something. And then the other part, I wanted to make sure I understood all the classes have like a Zoom, like a live Zoom you have to go on, and it's like once a week for 3 hours. Is that what I understand?
For the DED courses, that is true. They are not pre-recorded.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be really
I would-
different from,
Yeah, and I would just say DED courses that are not also professional licensure courses, because some of those courses that overlap. And so some of those that are also for the professional license or the EDS, you might see more asynchronous stuff there. But the ones that are just DED only, then you'll be synchronous.
okay,
Yeah, just to clarify, we just keep in mind for everybody, if it comes with a licensure and it's a licensure program, those are the pre-recorded AMs for the most part. If DED, most of those, almost all of them, will be the live by Zoom.
Julie, if you turn your video off, you might have better luck with the sound.
It's definitely worth a try.
So, Julie, just a little concern from folks about that 3-hour synchronous class. Those are after hours, right? Because we know these are working
Start before
administrators.
4. Yes, none of them start before 4:30.
Okay. Other questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Krista, I have a question. My name is Fang Su. I'm an international student. My major, currently I'm a master student, and my major is educational leadership. So I'm not very familiar about the COSA program. I just looking through the information on the website. So I know maybe that. My question is, if I studied here, if I have opportunity to attend the DED program at the UO, so for me, I also have an opportunity to. I also have an opportunity to apply for the COSA program. Is that right?
So the way it works is that the COSA and the University of Oregon become one program on July 1st. So the reason we're talking about these current COSA students is that for the last 10 years, we've had a program with a different university and they've been in that, and they won't be done in that program. So they're moving with us, COSA, into this new partnership with the University of Oregon. So it'll be COSA, University of Oregon, all in one.
Okay, thank you. I see. Thank you.
Good question. Sorry, we just kind of assumed and we shouldn't have done that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, everyone's in the same computer time, Sue, but do you apply to the University of Oregon?
Julie, we cannot understand you at all. Very glitchy. Angie, we'll just try to get some questions here in the chat too. So Angie, who do we talk to about yep, Angie. So we need to talk, and I believe we can talk about your path, but I think what you'll be doing, whether you're going to jump into the EDS first or straight into the doc, you're still going to apply to the doc program as a current COSA CUC student. And then when the EDS is approved, you can decide if you want to move over there or stay in the DED. Does that make sense, Angie?
Yeah, it does. I'm just trying to get a gauge for length of time. If it's 3 years and then like how far we are into the coursework, it feels like it's probably 1.5 years additionally of coursework if you've done the ProL.
If you've done the ProL, I would say you're looking at 2 years to get your doctorate.
Okay.
Because those ProL courses are embedded within the program. But we can look at yours specifically. And
Yeah, I don't want to take that time. I just was curious.
Yeah, no, good question.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Other questions? So again, I know that EDS things seems a little confusing, but you'll get safe passage into the DED, have all the same requirements to finish your EDS. And let's say you only have 2 classes left in the EDS and you get those done in summer and fall. If the EDS is not fully approved by then, you'll either stop if you don't want to go any further. And as soon as it's approved, you'll get awarded your EDS, or you'll continue on past the last requirement of the EDS if you're going to pursue your DED. And you'll still get your EDS eventually when it's approved, but you'll just continue taking classes towards your DED. Because remember, all the EDS classes are part of the DED as well. I feel like I'm not being super clear or I'm confusing people, but I hope I'm not, and speak up if I am, so.
And Krista, hi, Alan Stearns here. I had a question about what you're just outlining. So is the first step like the professional license and this EDS, and then we choose to move on to the DED, or do we apply for, and with that application, do we then merge, or like, I guess I'm a little stuck there.
So Alan, remind me where you're at right now.
I work in Bethel.
And are you in any program right now?
I am not in any program right now. I am very curious about a program right now.
Okay, so you must have your principal license, right?
Correct.
Okay, and you're needing to get your professional license?
That could be a possibility. Yeah, I'd be curious about that.
Okay, so just to make sure everybody understands, if you are an administrator at the school level, you need a principal license. If you're going to be an administrator at the district level, including a superintendent, you have to get your professional license eventually. We coach people to go to the professional license next. One, because it's a little bit cheaper, and that way, when you finish that first set of courses, you get your professional license, and then you can move those into the EDS or the doc, or you can go EDS and then move those into the doc. So it's kind of this transition piece. Does that make sense, Alan?
It does. Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
Krista, what if we have our professional license and we're just old and we've taken classes a long time ago and we want to have credit for those classes, and we just need to send some chocolate or something so I don't have to do it all over again?
Yeah, exactly. So Adam, I'm really sorry, but you're not as old as I am, so you can't call yourself old. And universities have very strict policies about how old courses can be transferred into any program. Sometimes you'll find a university that'll take courses up to 10 years old. It's more common to see them at 8 years. And so anything outside of that just cannot be transferred in. Sorry. Just think how much more wise and how much more wisdom you're going to have, because you get to do some of those again.
I get that every time I talk to you, Krista.
Uh-huh. All right, any other hands up? Is it possible, I don't know if we got Julie back or not. Oh, yep, there's Julie. I was gonna see if we could drop the link. Megan, maybe you can do this. Can we drop the link to the application page in the chat for those people that are just dying? Or Trina, do you feel like you're really like gonna get that out soon?
I think Megan and I could get it out tomorrow, not that all the principal plans are out. Because Adam was kind enough to go through it with us screen by screen, and she, screenshotted any questions we thought they might come up with.
Yeah, I'm not talking about getting the link out to anybody other than this group.
The link, I just posted it.
Oh, thank you, Angela. Perfect.
Yeah, Trina thought if I could do it, anyone could do it. So
That's exactly what we thought.
I also posted the course sequences for the DED and the course sequence to the EDS, so you can see how they're different and how they're the same.
Thank you
It's
so much.
You
I
bet.
guess I didn't realize you were right here. Thank you, Angela. That's great.
Sort of
So-
off that, how do we know what classes to sign up in our course sequence? And am I reading it that there's no classes being offered this summer, so most of us would be starting the fall?
Not
No,
sure.
Okay.
DED starts in the summer. And if you look over in the chat, I posted the course sequence for the DED, and that'll tell you what courses you'll be taking this summer, every term forward.
Except for the only thing I'd add to that is like somebody like Maren, who's way down the road in his program. That
But
could
you'll
look
be able to see when the courses would be offered.
right. Yeah, you'll see when they're offered, and yes, there will be opportunities this summer. So there's that. And then you should have received your draft transfer program plan from us, and that tells you what courses you still need when you make the transfer over, and you can take that and set it with what Angela just put in the chat in terms of when those courses are offered.
Can see for me, and I think there's like two other students just in a different place where it's, I mean, it really is just dissertation writing for me.
Yeah.
And so that's the question. Do you want to talk a little bit about how do we form our committee and what does that look like in that dissertation writing? Because it sounds like it's a little bit different than what CU's does.
Slightly different.
Yeah, can people hear me at this point?
Yep, you're back.
Excellent. All right, so the committee, I would be working with you to form your committee. You'll have 3 members of your committee, one of which is probably either me, Heather McClure, or Sean Irvin. The 3 of us are going to be pairing or tripling up to make sure that you're all well looked after. That person would probably be your chair. In addition, you're going to have 1 additional member of the Ed Leadership faculty that we'd have to find with you and for you. And then 1, what's called an institutional representative. So it's not like you've done it at CUC where you have a methodologist and a writer person and whatever. We all are methodologists at University of Oregon. And so we bring different methodological strengths, some qualitative, some quant, some mixed methods. And we will try to find the best committee for your topic. So that's going to be like, what are you studying? So we know to find the right person. What kind of questions are you asking in terms of, are you going to do mixed methods, qual or quant? So we find the right person for you. So you're not just left adrift to go fishing for a committee. My current DED students actually call it dissertating, where you swipe left, swipe right, as you look at all of the faculty, because we have to find an institutional rep that you think you're going to resonate with. And so you do the dissertating thing where you go to the website and you look at their profiles and you say, okay, this one did studies that are similar to my topic. This one, ooh, that's no for me. Swipe left, swipe right, whatever it is, right? So we work with you to find the people. So if you are in the place where you're ready to do your dissertation proposal, like where you're ready to organize it and talk through that, depending on whether, if you're coming in just with dissertation credits, you and I would probably sit and talk first to make sure that you truly are ready, to solid to go. In the fall, I teach a class called dissertation proposal, dissertation prep. Thank you very much, Angela. It's all dissertation all the time. And that fall class is designed to help people get to the point where you're ready to do, your proposal, you're ready to go before your committee, you're ready to move forward with things. In the spring, I teach a class that's dissertation proposal, something else, dissertation apprenticeship, I believe it's called, where again, we're working on finalizing all of the material you need. And a lot of that's going to be individual work where you're working with me or with your dissertation chair to make sure you have a study that's going to be solid. Your dissertation will include an introduction and literature synthesis. That might be 1 chapter and it might be 2 chapters. It depends on your study. You're then going to have a method section. The method section is going to be all about what you're going to study, how you're going to study it, what kind of groups you're going to have, how will you get recruiting participants, are you doing surveys, observations, tests, etc. That is what's done before you do your proposal. And you do your dissertation proposal in front of your committee. So before you can do your proposal, you have to have introduction and lit synth and methods chapters finished. Then a committee assembled, we find them. You then do your proposal with that committee. And the way this works is your committee has to be formed no fewer than 6 months prior to your defense. So If you want to defend in the spring, we need to make sure your committee is formed in the fall and you're ready to do your proposal, that we get moving on your IRB. If you need to get human subjects research clearance, and we work with you on that. And then you begin your dissertation and we work with you as you write it up as well. So it's very much, you're not just left on your own. Your chair is your best buddy in the dissertation journey. Sometimes some committee members are also very involved. So if you want a really involved committee member, that's one of those things that you and I talk about as we're assembling your ideal committee. And we make sure you get the people that you need that are going to be really good for your topic.
And I would say to a number of you in this meeting, there's a pretty good chunk that are done with coursework and it's jumping right into dissertation work. I think Julie and I will talk, but we'll probably hold a meeting here in the next several weeks for you folks and roll up our sleeves a little bit about how that's going to look and get you started. Julie, is it okay for you to talk about the Thursday class that you're teaching spring term and
Absolutely, yes.
option for these students that are COSA students to audit that class?
Yeah, so if you're a COSA person coming over and you've finished all your coursework and you just want to get working on your dissertation, you are welcome to sit in free of charge on my dissertation class this spring. I should know what date it's offered, but I don't know what day of the week it's offered right now. Angela's gonna look it up for me, I'll bet, right now, because she's that good. And it is a drop-in session. Like, you would not be required to turn in any assignments. You're not going to be graded. You're not going to pay anything. But what it does is it gives us a chance to leapfrog into your dissertation and to get working on all of those things that we need to get working on, so that when we roll over into summer and into fall, you're in really, really good shape. So Angela's going to probably put something up here on the chat in a minute as she figures out when I'm teaching that class, because that would be helpful. There are two other, Melissa has a question still in the chat. Melissa, as far as the cohort size, the new admits are the 10 to 15 cohort. Like, that's brand new, just starting out. All of the COSA CUC people, it's not that you don't count, but you don't count in the new admits because you're not gonna, like, we don't have to block classes for you. Right, so we did that number there. So if you're in COSA CUC, you have to apply, but it doesn't mean that you have to apply, because the university has to create a place for you in the database. You are admitted. If you are a CUC student who's currently in the program, we are accepting you. Congratulations, you've been admitted to the program. Woohoo! If you're a brand new admit, it is a competitive process. We will probably be bringing in 10 to 15 people into the brand new cohort who will be starting this summer with their first 2 classes. Okay, so that would be people who have not yet been in the cohort classes there. The survey design, EDLD 625 is offered. It is called something or other. Oh, look at you, Angela, right there, that Thursdays from 4:30 to 7:20. So that's for people who are actually already in their dissertation, like, mental mindset. You're not taking courses. You just want to really get thinking about your dissertation, work on the methods, work on getting it pulled together, work on assembling a committee. You are more than welcome to drop into that course, and we'll get to know each other much, much better in that way as well.
I've already talked to Melissa, and I have already had a private chat, and we're connected on her
Okay,
question.
perfect. And Juliana, you asked about that EDLD 625, the survey class. It is in there. The challenge we're going to have is, I think some people came in. Sorry, try again. We didn't admit a new cohort last year, and that's normally a second year class, I believe. So right now there maybe is 1 or 2 people coming over from COSA who needs that survey class. It may be that we have to do like an independent study with you, which in some ways it'd be like, yes, I don't have to go to class every night. But the agreement we made when we agreed with this partnership is that, first, do no harm. We are holding this line. We are not going to harm any of the students who we are adopting. So we are going to bend over backwards to make sure your program works for you. That means we work for you. So if you need a course and it's not offered next year and it's the last class you need, well, by golly, we're going to find some way to make sure you get that course.
And it's possible that we may even agree on a substitute course to put in there, or like Julie said, do a reading and conference independent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There is a question. So Feng Su is an international student, and she wants to know about if international students might be able to get principal licensure in Oregon, or I think you have to be a teacher already, right? So
You
Feng
have-
Su is a teacher she is a teacher back home, but not here.
Yeah, but actually I have submitted my application for the reciprocal teaching license in Oregon. So maybe I will get the result in this summer. My question is, if I don't get the reciprocal teaching license in Oregon, may I have a opportunity to get the professional license from a COSA program, because I'm an international student? I just have a teaching license in China.
Mhm. Yeah, so the way Oregon's system works is you can't get to the professional license until you do the principal license first. So Trina, I might need your help on this one, but if she's had a teaching license, regardless of where it's from, I mean, we'd have to get approval from TSPC, and you've been on that license for at least 3 years and you have a master's degree, then you can enter into the principal license program and be admitted into that. But in Oregon, you have to get that first license before you can get that second license. There is conversation about that changing, but it's not going to change anytime soon. So Trina, anything you want to add, or did I mess that up at all?
Well, I think if she has a Chinese license, we would have to ask. I think having the reciprocal license in Oregon would be her starting point for the 3 years, holding an Oregon license. So,
Okay.
and then how are you going to complete the internship? If you're here in Oregon, that's fine. And the courseworks are online, but the internship must be completed in Oregon. And that's the second year of the principal program.
Oh yeah, thank you. I understand the process. Maybe it looks a little bit complicated. And I just wonder the next question, if I needed to get the internship, how long is the internship?
It's a full year for the principal license. It starts in the new system, it'll start with fall term and end with spring term.
Okay, thank you. I see. Thank you.
And Susan, you had a question about the dissertation class in the spring. I want to make sure you're not paying extra money for anything, because you've already paid a lot of money and you're going to pay more money, so that you're not officially a student at UO yet. So rather than sign up for that class or try to register or try to sign up as a formal audit, just drop in. Just come, right? So I can send you the link if you want to do that, and I can get you the link to so my email is right here in the chat. And I know there's a bunch of folks already that are going to be dropping in, as well as the DED students who are currently enrolled in UO. If you are approaching dissertation phase and you want to be able to drop in to that class, and I use the word class kind of lightly because it really is drop-in sessions to work on dissertation. So don't expect long lectures, don't expect a bunch of assignments. It's let's get real about getting your dissertation done. That's the focus of that class. It's the structure. So very user-friendly, but very product-oriented. And the product is your successful dissertation. So email me if you want me to send you the link so that you can join us on Thursday nights.
Thank you. You said 4:30 on Thursdays?
Yes, 4:30 Pacific time.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Just clarify. So in theory, if I take the DED plan, cross out all the classes that's on the transitional plan, So the part that's throwing me off is the cohort, okay? So if I cross off all the ones that are finished on my transition plan, those are the classes I have left for my DED. And I just
Yes.
sign up as they are given in the term or the quarter that it's offered.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You don't have to worry about the cohort piece at all because you're already down the path.
Mhm. In a way, you are all a cohort because you're all experiencing this this jump. And so that in and of itself is creating some cohort cohesion. Yes, but you don't have to worry about lockstep with anybody. Other questions?
I do. I was filling out the application for U of O while I'm sitting here, and I think I missed a step. Krista, I think you were talking about it where there's a place you go down and mark whether you're a CUC student. What part is that? Because I'm at the academic history test scores, and I feel like I'm getting into the wrong place. And maybe
So
that's the directions that Trina was sending, maybe.
Yeah, that'll help, but it's like 5 pages or so in, like you do all your demographic information and then you go to next. It's a ways in there.
It's almost to the end.
Yeah, and it is kind of confusing because you come to a page about whether or not you're eligible for fee waivers, and you just go past that page. So that is a little bit confusing, but Trina will send that out, and hopefully, Susan, that will help you. But if you're stuck, reach right back out and we'll help you. I think you're probably actually not far enough yet.
Okay, thank you.
And don't
Yeah.
worry about test scores. There are no tests required. That's for everybody. Unless you have to take the TOEFL test score, but I think there's no test required, no GRE. The reason they need the transcripts is that they need to be able to have a transcriptable history for you. So even though if you're coming from CUC, we still need to make sure that University of Oregon has your academic record.
Thanks.
So just to
Um,
confirm, oh, sorry, they are not auto transferring with us. We have to
You
ask.
have to order them, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You have to order them, and just I'm going to say this again and again. I would order your official transcript, obviously, to be sent to the U of O, and I would also order a set for you to have on your person and keep in your possession, just in case something funky happens in this transition.
yeah, it's just
So
a really
if I'm coming from University of Oregon, do I still need an official transcript from U of O, or would an unofficial one do it? No, okay.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
Trina and Megan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you're filling out the application, you actually have to put in an unofficial transcript before they'll let you submit. And then you have to submit your official transcripts as well. So you actually have to do both.
You can save it without submitting and then go back later and add an unofficial transcript
Yeah, but they won't let you submit unless you have it.
without unofficials.
Correct, Adam. Thanks for bringing that up.
Good to know. I did not know that.
Krista, there's a question there related to DED and admin licensure principle.
In the principal license program, those courses are not a part of the professional EDS DED track. They're a separate set of courses, and that is a full 2-year program. And yet you would apply for the principal license program, but it is a 2-year program separate from the professional license EDS doc track.
And that's based on Oregon's and TSPC's requirements. Like there's very specific classes and coursework and material that you need in order to get your principal license to check off all the boxes. And so that's why it is different. The principal license classes are, I'd say the vast majority of them are going to be the asynchronous online, where you're not meeting 3 nights a week with people on Zoom. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. Some absolutely crazy people who have a great deal of stamina might be able to do those as well as the doc program. if you are really anxious to get moving, but just be aware that that's
It's a
very,
load.
a very big load.
We would not recommend that for anybody that is a practicing educator. I
If
mean,
you're actually
it's-
working, that would be miserable. If you're
Yeah.
not currently working, or
That's
you're working very part-time, that might be the only reason or the situation in which we might say, that's probably okay. As it is, the DED classes, those 3 courses per term for 3 terms per year, is a big amount of time and effort and work. When you graduate with your doctorate, it's been a workout to get there. Okay. Other questions? No? I want to take a moment and just introduce you to Angela. So Angela's been supplying us with material throughout here. So Angela, just a few words. Angela was actually, I think, in the same role when I went and got my PhD at the University of Oregon. Angela was known as the lifesaver in our program. All of the doc students absolutely depended upon Angela to keep us on the straight and narrow so we could graduate. And she has continued that role. So Angela, just a few words, just to introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Okay, I was actually in the department when Krista Parent was getting her DED. So we go back a
That's a
while.
long time ago, Angela.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no, I'm in my 21st year doing this and started as an events coordinator. I really enjoy logistics and people and I've always been the anti-bureaucrat, and now I are one. So I tend to like helping people navigate systems as easily and smoothly and finding ways around and through that are really effective to make your journey more comfortable or more understandable. Keep it simple, keep it clean. Here's a shortcut, don't take that shortcut. So it's been really fun, and I am really proud of all the people that have I've walked their journey with, and I'm excited to have all y'all join us this next year and start your journey together. And I'll be here to help you.
Yes. So Angela is, I think, similar to what Trina, you fulfill the role, I think. At
Yeah, I was just
COSA.
gonna say, let's have our Angela introduce herself as well. Trina.
Yes, Trina.
Hi, I think I know most everyone on the Zoom except for the U of O folks, sorry. I started with COSA when the program started 12 years ago. And like Angela, it sounds like you and I are very similar. I enjoy trying to make this simple. There are some things that just have to just go ahead and do it. But I enjoy working with all the students, and we will try to make this as painless as possible, and just keep reaching out and keep asking. Don't let yourself get frustrated. You know, there's enough people to reach out to get questions answered. And all the information like Angela's been sharing is just rolling out this week and next week. So anyway, and I look forward to,
Yeah, and thanks, because Trina and Angela, you do have a lot of similarities. I know you both. And so I think it's so cool. Like you're just, kind of the mirror image of each other in many ways. So we also have Megan Monson, who's a big part of our team as well. So Megan, do you want to just introduce yourself as well?
Sure. Megan Munson. I handle communications for the licensure department with COSA. I'm working with Trina really closely on getting the information out to you on the transition. So if you're emailing Trina or transition support, I might be on the other end of that as well. So really happy to help you with the process and glad to see everyone here.
Great, thanks. All right, we can hang out. We'll stick on, and we will also be in constant communication with you folks that are transferring and just making sure, you've got everything taken care of and when to register for classes and all that. The same kind of support that you've been provided in our current program you'll be provided in this program. You still get Trina and Megan and us at COSA, but you also get Angela and Julie now on the U of O side. So you're going to be well supported, I think, through this process. All right. Good
All
night,
right.
everyone.
Yep, good night. We'll hang out if people have questions, but feel free to drop off. I'll stop the recording.